wasn't recording. Now I'm recording. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I may end up with viewers, but not at the moment. Anyway, I sent out a holla. I'm gonna.
Sent out a holler, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Oh, they have some kind of a celly. I don't know. So, if somebody's watching that, they might tune in. Otherwise, hi, Dan.
Hi.
You have a garbage sack because you brought garbage sacks because you brought food from Chicago. Food from Chicago. Actually, I'm going over that way for a second because it's live action. Now, there isn't much food left, but there is, however, a coffee table. Is that right? So, So thanks for the garbage sacks. It looks fabulous. This is the cleanest I've ever seen it after there's been food, so thank you. So here's the part where you say who you are, and usually I ask what the vigil is. Can I ask you that? Have I ever asked you that on the camera?
No.
I don't think I've even caught up to you.
No, I've been hiding from the camera.
Yeah, well, you can't now. Okay, so who are you?
My name's Dan.
I know, I gave it away already.
Okay.
But I did ask, so. And can you tell me, in your mind at least, what is the vigil?
The vigil is a 24/7 candlelight vigil at City Hall to end the laws in Portland that restrict camping or sleeping in the city of Portland.
Okay. And right now it looks like it's falling down. That portion of it. Anyway, I'll fix
No,
that.
it looks good.
It's good?
It looks really good.
Okay, because the right side, it looks like I need to fix it. But anyway, okay. So now you were just in Chicago, and you were streaming.
I was taking pictures.
You were taking
and
pictures.
Tweeting.
And tweeting.
And tweeting, and let's see, and uploading. I uploaded a video to Vimeo, which I thought was a pretty good video.
And I'm going to get to watch that soon.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
No.
Good, because you've been very patient while I've been doing things like charging and so forth. So, while I get us coffee, do you want a coffee?
That would be super.
Okay. It gets worse throughout the night, but it's still okay. By 6 a.m. the coffee tastes pretty bad. But you know who's coming tomorrow morning is Sunshine with a fresh pot of coffee, because I give her the grounds. She makes it every other day-ish.
Is this Sunshine from Las Vegas or a different Sunshine?
No, different Sunshine. This is our Sunshine from Rumors.
Okay.
Yes.
I was confused.
Yeah, Sunshine from Las Vegas came and met two other Sunshines. She was like, what? Wow. Okay. Including this one. But yeah, Rumors Sunshine. Sunshine Pipe.
Excuse my yawning.
All right. So while I get us coffee, tell us about Chicago and NATO and all of that.
Oh, let's see. Chicago. Great trip to Chicago. Let's see, wasn't going to go except for the fact that the nurses union, National Nurses Union, set up a bus ride. So 50 of us fortunate people from Portland got on the bus and rode to Chicago. And there were several protests, including one to install a Robin Hood tax, which I wish I had more information about it, but go ahead and Google that, Robin Hood tax.
And then steal from the rich, give to the poor?
Right, yes.
And that's a protest.
It was a march and protest, yes.
And sounds like an action.
and action. Sure.
You just go pickpocketing rich people.
Well, it's probably something to do with the 1%, because that seems to be
Yeah.
the big meme out there.
Yeah. Okay. So the 1% had some attention at the NATO. Then, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. The whole thing.
That was
In fact,
a
yeah,
word being used, being thrown
the
around.
bus was the 99 Solidarity.org was the one
99
that
Solidarity.
and let's see, so there's that march. Then there was the March for Healthcare, Not Welfare. And that was the one that went to Rahm Emanuel's house and protested out in front of his house. That was pretty fun. And then there was the radical anti-capitalist caucus march. Started at Haymarket Memorial in Chicago and wandered around all night with thousands, literally thousands of police officers and police vans and everything following them around all day, all night.
Who is the radical anti-capitalist caucus?
Who?
Is that where? Where are they based?
Where?
Is it
Who? Where? Well, apparently they're pretty much everywhere, and their goal is to eliminate capitalism and get something better.
okay?
And, they do have a caucus here in Portland.
Okay.
Apparently, they have a caucus in Chicago.
Okay. So this isn't an Occupy thing. This is a thing.
They're involved with Occupy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
But did they predate Occupy, or is it a caucus?
you know, I
that
couldn't tell. I couldn't say, but as far as I know, it's kind of came together with Occupy.
Okay.
There's a group of people who that's their goal, and so let's see. So then let's see. The next day was the big march against NATO and war in general, all wars. And I think that's the main focus was NATO is all about creating war and continuing wars, and that was what the main focus was. End wars, end all the wars.
Could we just get rid of NATO?
Sure. We did. That's what we did. We went there, and NATO is no more.
Good for you.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I came up with that idea
50
myself.
People,
I thought,
people
but
on a
apparently,
bus went up there
good for
got
you.
rid of it. So thank you.
No, but I mean, is there anything like it would be difficult for us to get rid of, say, I don't know, something. It doesn't seem like it'd be difficult to get rid of NATO. Just stop doing it.
Well, it's been around for a long time, and I wish I was more educated about it, so that I could give some real good information.
But you got a lot of information because you just went there and protested and probably talked a lot about it with many individuals and saw for yourself lots of stuff. So that's very, very cool. So if we, let's say we didn't have a giant war machine, how many countries do you think right now would be at odds with each other if nobody was really, I don't know, lighting that fire? You think everybody in the world would be so gung-ho to fight, or you think it would reduce if there was no driving?
Well, there's a lot of money involved in it, and I know that there's certain states that are that is their whole means of getting along as far as
their revenue comes from
building bombs and all that. So.
Entire states.
Yeah.
Right. So
entire communities.
So the deal that we have with timber industry, whenever environmental concerns, and then that meets up with timber, um, and jobs. We need jobs, and you know, uh, it's hard to imagine that coming up with anti-war. With we need these jobs creating war. It's just that's a whole different. Anyway, it kind of blows my mind. Okay, so you went to this protest, and I always like to hear what my parents have to say, because my parents tell me don't talk about Occupy, but then they tell me about what they read on in the paper about Occupy. Tell me all the MSM stuff as the authority. And I go, I was there. That's not what happened. They filmed studs and they called it sewage. They filmed sticks and they said they were weapons. Just okay, you know. Yeah, you know, they totally didn't show the police beating people, that kind of thing. But sometimes I'm surprised. You know, we're talking Fox News, so you know that's different. And but my mom told me that Fox said that we were getting the shaft because some kind of anarchist whatever were running away with our protests, causing problems, escalating police activity, and so forth. So I can't remember who. Oh my God, it was Bill O'Reilly, who I sometimes have snickered, but most of the time, guy gets to me. I can't watch it, but I've been forced to, you know, because the TV has been on, and I've been in the room. I can't turn away sometimes either. I get mad and I leave the room. Anyway, so I guess that was their interpretation of what he had to say. So I'd like to check. Did you notice that any groups were kind of glomming on to Occupy in particular in protests? Paid, that's the other thing, paid big money by groups to just commandeer the message and cause trouble?
Well, I don't watch mainstream media, so I don't know.
Cheers. Let's cheers to that.
I don't know what the message is that's getting out to the majority of people.
And this is the O'Reilly thing. I mean, so that's not.
And you know, I read a little bit, and I look at the internet as far as what news is out there, and follow that. So if you're talking about groups glomming onto Occupy,
causing trouble, giving bad name and antagonizing.
I haven't myself, because I've just been so involved in on the ground stuff that's happened, that accomplishments.
But you would see possibly at the protest. It was okay. It was anarchists, but that is not necessarily anarchists. That is, I think they're using that as a symbol for chaoticians, or.
Well, it seems to me that anarchists and chaoticians have been around long before Occupy came along, and will be around long after. And certainly what Occupy, a lot of the issues that Occupy is working on and the problems that they're wanting to overcome have a lot to do with what anarchists at different levels, what they are working towards.
Right.
And
so
it's brought on by from the same place. If you want to call it the 1%, or if you want to call it big business
tyranny,
corporations tyranny.
Right. So we're fighting against the same system, but possibly. I know that everybody interprets the word anarchist differently, including people who self-identify as anarchists. And I would say that, the Occupy is an idea. Somebody put that sign out. Occupy is an idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it was a literal occupation, occupying Wall Street. So bringing the message that that Wall Street is the problem, and a group of protesters occupy Wall Street to bring focus on that. So then, over time, Occupy became a word and has meaning behind it just in itself. So.
Right. And I tell people that part of the mystique of what holds us together is a shared experience, and it includes, being very close to Occupy Wall Street, especially at the onset, and then I think Chicago and later Oakland. But it seemed like we were evolving some of our processes, with them, and taking, and so we seem to kind of transform together as far as the message getting more specific, or kind of evolving. At first it seemed like, okay, it's the bankers, it's Wall Street, it's this game that they're playing with us. And then shortly after that, why are we being told to leave, and who is our government for? And then we look at the protection that the banks are getting compared to the people, or the protection then all big, huge multinational corporations are getting instead of the people. And then suddenly, over time, it seems to be a lot about just justice. And you can't separate that from the camp situation, because everybody was also learning maybe a lot about community, and not being part of the game. Some of the things that we do, So all of that together was an evolving, shared experience with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, which is amazing, But anyway, so that's kind of what I see this as an evolving, shared experience. It is special time. Anyway, so here you are protesting NATO, which seems very
Well,
very
yeah,
much
I
in
think it's the
keeping with.
first time in 8 years that it's been in the United States, so that made it more opportune to be able to go there. So.
I'm kind of surprised that, given, how long ago did they plan that they were going to have it in the USA?
I don't know.
Because
couple years.
Yeah, probably, kind of like the Olympics.
Yeah, sure.
And so somebody must have been like, oh no, this is the wrong time to have, oh boy, to have such a thing here in the USA when we have this huge movement going on. Hello. So,
well, they did move to G8. So.
Yeah, the G8. So, can you tell me about the G8? Anything? I know zero.
Hey, how far are we?
They were talking about the G8. Did you hear them?
Were they?
Yeah, when they were walking by, they were talking about the G8.
What did they say?
I think, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 is great.
Well, they moved into Camp David because of the protests that happened in Seattle. They did not want a reoccurrence of that, and said with the Occupy, that was their decision, was to move from Chicago to Kansas.
So yeah, they did that because of the Occupy movement. They decided to move out of Chicago because they knew about the protest. So they wanted to avoid having a protest around. Interesting. So now G8, is that different countries that make that up, or
It's 8 countries.
right? Okay. So, and these are people who want to make global decisions together, just like
and
say,
have been making global decisions.
what kind of decisions do they make?
Oh,
War.
Banking, war. Who gets the money? Who doesn't get the money?
Do you think there were
Who has
people
the
who
power,
were
who
like,
doesn't have the
dang it,
power?
I'm so upset that they moved NATO away from G8 because I was going to do both.
They were gonna do what?
I was going to do both. I have a lot of war on my agenda, and now I can't go to G8 and NATO. I don't know.
I suppose. I don't know. I suppose some of them did.
Maybe they had to fly back and forth a
Yeah,
little.
Sure.
Because I can't get enough of the war summit. Okay, so they moved that, so we didn't get to protest there. Did anyone? Or did they just make it impossible? Camp David, you
well,
can't
yeah,
really-
I think
can't really get
it's-
into.
You can stand, on a highway as the
Right.
as-
Were
as
there
the helicopters
yurts?
fly them in. I don't know.
You had a picture that went around of Camp David with little.
Okay, yeah, with the camping sites and everything, and how to reserve a space.
Oh no. Which was possibly just an Oregon park, but maybe it was Camp David. There's pick up after your dog. Keep your dog on a leash. So, what was it like? What you rode this bus provided by nurses?
Nurses Association.
And why was the Nurses Association trying to get 50 people to go over to?
They were wanting to get as many protesters at NATO as possible, and their big action was the Robin Hood tax that they are promoting.
So
Legislation.
it's actual legislation. It's not pickpocketing. So the nurses are anti-war because they are pro-human life. Is that kind of what we're thinking? I mean, the Nurses Association, that's a very large, sweeping sounding organization. And I know that I hear from lots of, we can't get involved in politics and Occupy is controversial and blah, blah, blah. But when you start talking about clergy or nurses or, medical healthcare people and lots of humanitarian people, they're ready to stand for peace, for human rights and so forth. So I guess it's not that surprising. Well, that's very good of them that they made it possible, because I know that there were some people who wanted to go who suddenly could not. And then they could again. Like Kipper, right? She went. And so, yeah, I got a text, hey, just so you don't worry why I'm not at the vigil, I'm in Chicago.
Oh, cool.
That was very awesome to hear. So, so the bus ride, how long was that?
Let's see, I think it was about 36 hours,
Okay.
nonstop.
Non-stop. You had drivers taking...
Drivers all the way to, I had a driver to Boise, and then two drivers that started from Boise and went all the way to Chicago.
Okay. And what... were these drivers people you knew, or people that were hired, or...
I don't know what their background is. They're
They
very
weren't- they weren't-
professional and friendly, and
But they weren't like one of the guys who's driving around on the bus here, or they were other people.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what's
So-
your button say?
Hey,
Occupy with a heart.
Joe.
Occupy with. Oh,
Oh, you look great.
oh, it's one of those good ones.
Red, white,
Joe.
blue.
Do you want to say hi on camera? No. Okay. That was Jim, not Joe.
You look good on camera.
Do I look good on camera?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't.
I can't see me.
Oh, you're
Oh,
invisible.
Oh, okay.
But you
Thank
know, that was cute.
I
Okay.
saw myself on camera at 7-Eleven. I didn't look good.
That's funny.
So I was gonna say, go to Blue Hair's. Blue Hair's.
No, I don't need that now.
Very
Internet station. It's Occupy the News. I think you can get there from the Occupy appointment site because Blue Hair was there.
I saw
I'm sure he
Blue Hair.
videotaped everything.
I saw Blue Hair listed in the media as one of the media links. So that must be
Yeah,
what that
I would-
is
yeah,
on
because he was